Technicolor. Whether you knew it at the time or not, you've probably seen a Technicolor movie. Think Wizard of Oz, The Godfather, Singing in the Rain, etc. Technicolor is defined as a series of processes used to first produce color in motion pictures before it was possible to do so digitally. Technicolor changed the course of cinema forever with its bright and bold visuals, saturated to the point of near surreality. Let's quickly take a look into the actual process of creating a movie in Technicolor. The first process, used from 1916 to 1917, entails the use of an additive prism beam splitter to expose one red and one green filtered image onto a single strip of film. The second process, used from 1917 to 1928, was a two-color process that used subtractive complementary colors onto a single strip of film. The third, used from 1928 to 1932, was a two-color process that used dye imbibition to chemically color two complementary images onto a single strip of film. And the fourth and final one, used from 1932 to 1952, was a three-color process that used a split cube prism to expose three independent strips of film that would capture either red, green, or blue. Okay, now time for some myth debunking. This may be difficult to hear, but Wizard of Oz was actually not the first Technicolor movie, contrary to popular belief. The first Technicolor movie shot entirely on Technicolor's three-color process was Becky Sharp in 1935. From 1920 to 1935, the cinema industry had gone through enormous change structurally, silent films to talkies, and technologically, black and white to color. The Wizard of Oz may not have been the first Technicolor movie, but obviously we can't overlook its success and impact. After the release of the movie, studios around the world rushed to get their hands on Technicolor. During the 1940s, hundreds of Technicolor films were made, and people loved them. However, the difficulty of producing them continued to annoy studios and filmmakers. Films were starting to be shot in widescreen through processes like CinemaScope and VistaVision, as opposed to the more square aspect ratio most commonly used in Technicolor films. If Technicolor was going to survive, it needed to adapt. Enter Technorama, a process that allowed movies in Technicolor to be developed using a wider aspect ratio or screen size in order to keep up with the evolution of trends in Hollywood. Technorama worked for a while, but it never completely solved the challenges that the dye transfer process presented. As the years went by, fewer and fewer movies ended up using Technicolor. Two of the last movies to use the process were actually The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. In the end, Technicolor simply became a relic of another age. In the 21st century, color in film typically falls under the domain of color grading and color correction, which is done digitally during the post-production stage of filmmaking. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's the colors, maybe it's the films themselves, but this much remains certain. Cinema would not be where it is today without Technicolor. I'm Lauren Moise, CBTV.